How do you know the correct ratio of craft personnel to planners and reliability engineers? This was actually an email question I got from an earlier YouTube video, and I thought I would turn it into a video. I remember stressing over this question early in my career, and there is a correct answer. So do you know it? There is a correct answer. While this question seems logical, how many planners and reliability engineers do I need for, 15, 20, 50, 100 craft people? Once you've been through a reliability culture transition, you find out that that's actually the wrong question to ask. There's a question that needs to be asked before that. That'll determine the staffing that you need. And do you know those questions? Okay. What is this other question? This is Joe Kuhn from Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you know you should be doing, just can't quite figure out how to get it done in your culture with your stresses, your business case, your everything going on, the chaos. And you need some pointers from somebody that's been on that journey for some years. That's why I'm here. Okay, so hey folks, you attended a seminar, read a book, or watched a YouTube video, and you've decided, hey, this makes sense. I need to do better planning at my plant, and I need to do more problem solving at my plant. We're just fighting fires. That's the answer. We just need to hire. Okay, let's take a look at two plants, two examples, and to help illustrate my point. Okay, plant number one has 15 craft people at it. One supervisor, no engineers, no planners. They're 100% reactive. No procedures, no PMs. We fix it when it's broke, okay? When we get called. The plant's in total chaos. Every day is a new day. Every day is drama. Every day is finger pointing. This is actually the most common phone call that I have with people in this state. So, hey, don't be embarrassed if you're there. This is very common. For this plant, you really need somebody to create equipment maintenance plans for each asset, to set a priority for those, create work procedures. You need that. So you need at least one person that's acting in that planner role. You also need a person to solve problems. The only way to get out of reactive maintenance is to start doing planned maintenance and start problem solving and getting better this week than you were last week. It's only solution. I did not say you need to hire anyone. Did not hear that. The first step you need to do is understand your business case. Second thing you need to do is you need to observe. Let's go see what the waste is in your plant. Good chance in your current state there is significant waste. These 15 craftspeople, they're not operating at 50% wrench time. They're probably at 10, maybe 15% wrench time. So what can you do to get that wrench time up of a few people, maybe 5 people, that frees up 2 people? Remember, if you take wrench time from 10 to 20%, that's twice the number of people that you have, okay? So observe current state, see what waste you have, address that. I have never gone into a plant and not been able to free up at least 2 people. Usually it's higher than that, but that's a very reasonable expectation for this current state that I'm laying out, being able to free up people. These people create the planned work, and then the unplanned work, they problem solve, and all of a sudden, wrench time gets better, equipment uptime gets better, everything gets, everything's on the right track. So to answer the question, the ratio question at this plant, hey, I can easily see 13 people working as craftsmen in the plant, fixers, 1 person as a supervisor, 1 person as a planner, and 1 person as a reliability engineer. Note that's the exact same head count that I stated earlier. Hey, one of the things I just noticed I forgot to say 1 supervisor is in the current state. So they have 15 craftsperson, 1 supervisor, no engineers, no planners. So a total of 16 people. So just a reallocation is needed at this plant based on the business case and the current state. But there are other factors to consider. For example, say this plant, the business case you're looking at, they're supplying parts to the aircraft industry. Product delays cost $50,000 a day. Hey, in this case, you may decide to hire a planner and hire a reliability engineer, to solve the problems faster and perhaps with a different skill set as well. You can always lower your expenses in the future by lowering contractor spend, overtime spend, and there's always attrition going on at plants. Remember, people are in place to solve problems. Therefore, the right question for your plant is, how fast do we need to solve problems? That's the answer. And if you need to solve problems very fast, maybe you need to increase those ratios, maybe you need to hire. But if you have significant waste in your plant, maybe you can just reallocate resources. So it's all about the business case, all about current state. Make sense? Okay, so let's go through another example. You have the same 15 craftspersons, one supervisor, no engineers, no planners, same condition. However, this plant's at 90% planned work, 10% reactive. Procedures and maintenance plans are in place, and they've been in place for decades. The plant is actually a part of a group of plants that are identical around the country. Identical plants. The other plants actually have planners and reliability engineers that work on like equipment, and they support your plant from a distance. You know, while you do want to improve at your plant, there's no massive business case to improve performance. You're already doing pretty good. But this plant, you know, will need to look at current state. Look at your business case and look at current state. Those are always your first two actions if you want to drive change. Those are always your first two actions. You know, doing that current state business case may result in you moving around resources, but you know, you may leave it exactly the same. I can't answer that. So you definitely want a system to improve, but the options at plant number 2 are more numerous. You know, you may keep the staffing exactly the same way it is. You may decide, hey, we want to add 2 reliability engineers because of the business case. You may decide to have 0 planners. It's wide open in these in these situations. What waste are you trying to eliminate from the business case? Okay, so when you go to training and they say, hey, an appropriate ratio is 15-1, you know, planners 15-1 to craftspeople, or 20-1. Those are ballpark correct, but really you got to understand what your current state waste is in current opportunities and business case. If you don't know those, you really can't put that ratio on there. People are in roles to solve problems. So the right question is, how fast do you need to solve problems to deliver the business case? How fast do you want to solve problems? People in place to solve problems, okay? That's the key to this question. Recall these terms from the A3 that I've been talking about. In the A3, a document, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's on my website, link below. Do the business case first, assess current state, see what the opportunity is, assign resources to the opportunity and business case. Hey folks, don't make this any harder than it needs to be. If I can help you out in any way, I respond to 100% of the comments, 100% of emails, helping most of you for absolutely no charge, no fee, trying to make a difference, trying to give you an alternative to the traditional reliability employment to improve your lives, your families, and communities. This is Joe out.